Ugh, I woke up way too early today because I am starving. I've already eaten like 3 times and it's got 12 hours before I go to bed. I have only 500 more calories left. How? How am I gonna do this? I have to figure this out.
Do you ever wonder why you do your best to eat a healthy breakfast, but you're always starving just a few hours later? When my schedule shifted to waking up at 4 a.m., I was so hungry that I found myself eating more than half of my daily calories before most people finish breakfast. And this made sticking to my diet impossible. After spending 30 years following diet after diet, I got to a place where I wanted to drop the weight, but I was so tired of constantly feeling hungry. I didn't want to waste any more money on pills that promised to curb my appetite, but only made me shaky. And I was so sick of learning fad diet rules that only made me fatter in the end. But if I ever wanted to drop the 50 pounds I regained, I had to figure out how to conquer my hunger. Because even if I white knuckled my way through another starvation diet, this always led to me overeating by the time the weekend rolled around. The solution I came up with was protein. But I soon found out that just eating more protein isn't all it's cracked up to be. Ever since my recent dental surgery, I've been on a strawberry protein shake kick. Mostly because it's delicious, but also because protein shakes are an easy way to get 30 grams of protein in my first meal. And getting at least 30 grams of protein first thing is super important if fat loss is your goal, especially since most women should aim to eat at least their target weight in protein most days. Whenever I begin my day strong with a solid 30 grams of protein, it is way easier to reach my 150-gram protein target. But one thing I noticed with these 4 a.m. wake ups is that even though starting the day with a protein shake is perfect on days that I roll out of bed and work out, not so much when I couldn't make it to the gym first thing. Because even though the protein shake filled me up for an hour or two, by 6, I was starving, which meant I had to eat a snack. And by the time I got home around 8:30, I was hungry again. That meant I was almost 900 calories deep before most people eat breakfast. And I was eating close to half of my daily calories with 12 hours to go. Before my schedule shift, my main fat loss strategy was to keep morning meals lower in carbs and calories. This strategy keeps my appetite in check since it allows for larger meals later in the day when my appetite is higher. But since eating half of my calories by 9 completely blows this strategy, I had to figure out how to make this new schedule work for my waistline. And that's when it hit me. My hunger was spiking so early and so often because I was having too many carbs early in the day, especially liquid carbs, which are the most hunger spiking carbs in all the land. But at first, I couldn't figure out why my hunger felt completely regulated on days that I had the same shake prior to my morning workout. But the days I had it just an hour earlier, bam, my hunger was out of control for the rest of the day. I mean, is 6 a.m. somehow magical? But then I realized when I had a shake before my workout that my body utilized those carbs for the workout. And since I also usually walk after lifting, that curbs my appetite for another hour or two. And this morning routine helps me stick to my daily calorie budget with far less struggle. On days I had a shake just an hour earlier, but it wasn't followed up with a workout, that's when hunger set in, causing me to overeat. And that's when I figured out that if I eat mostly protein for my first meal, without a lot of added carbs or too much fat, that I could keep morning calories low while making hunger spikes a thing of the past. So instead of having a protein shake followed by a handful of almonds, then a mini lunch that stacks up to 858 calories and 50 grams of carbs by 9 a.m., I swapped out my protein shake for a few ounces of turkey and an ounce of cheese. And that only adds up to 241 calories with 5 grams of carbs. And the good news is I still get more than 30 grams of protein first thing while staying more satiated all morning long. Plus, I don't have to follow any crazy diets where I only eat protein while feeling completely deprived of my favorite foods. Because I only use this trick early in the day while enjoying more varied meals later. Making your first meal almost completely protein, or even adding a few protein boosts throughout the day, works to conquer hunger. And it works because your body sends out hunger signals until it gets what it needs. And some of the most important nutrients that your body mines for are the amino acids found in protein. When you give your body a boost of the nutrients it desperately needs, without adding too many carbs that spike hunger or too much fat that spikes calories, this turns into a winning fat loss strategy that makes it easy to eat in a calorie deficit. And eating less is pretty important if you want to weigh less. I also use this trick throughout the day to stave off hunger while helping me get closer to my daily protein target. Instead of having a midday snack mixed with carbs and fat, I eat a protein boost. Basically, I just have a few ounces of leftover chicken or maybe some rolled up lunch meat by itself. This conquers my hunger while adding another 20 to 30 grams towards my protein goal. That way, I have plenty of muscle building protein to keep my metabolism high. And a higher metabolism is exactly what you want to make it easier to reach your goals and actually stay there. Of course, you could eat tons of protein, but never really get closer to your goals. And that's because most women go about weight loss 100% the wrong way. I was part of this group for decades. I don't want you to keep making the same mistakes I made, the same mistake that we're all taught to make. That's why you need to watch this video next. You'll learn what else you need to do with all of that protein that you're eating. And I'm willing to bet that the video will completely change how you approach weight loss forever. If you're a former yo-yo dieter like me, that is exactly what you want.